Thank you for joining me on my Manifest a Miracle a Month. I hope you're well this evening. It's been a bit intense, I think, hasn't it, with the full moon eclipse? I don't know about you guys. Maybe it would be good to hear how you are and that you can hear me okay. So if we can just go to the chat box, if you could just type in there that you can hear me okay, and maybe say hello to each other, and maybe a few comments about how you've been during this total eclipse of the heart. I'm going to go into Bonnie Tyler mode. I used to do that when I was little. Enough said. So can you hear me, guys? Enable chat box. Yeah, that's enabled. I'm not getting any messages to say that you can hear me at the moment, so I would really appreciate if somebody could type that in, please, just so I know that you can hear me okay. Thank you very much, Hadley and Jean. Thank you. Well, I have to say it's really nice to spend this with you. As I said, I don't know how you have been this eclipse, but I know the past 24 hours I've been like, whoo, what the hell is going on? Now, I've started to feel like something shifted the last couple of hours, which is great because the eclipse actually started at 11:54 GMT today. And I thought, oh, well, maybe the webinar should have been last night instead of this evening. But actually, the energies felt so full on to me. And I just feel like the last couple of hours, they've kind of released quite a lot. So I actually feel that, of course, the universe knew better about the time, of course, than my logic did. And yeah, okay, just saying, yeah, some people are saying intense in one word about the eclipse. Yeah, just seeing if there's any more. Okay, all right. So I guess you're thinking, well, this is a Manifest a Miracle a Month webinar. Why is she going on about the eclipse? But I chose to do this webinar tonight because eclipses are very strong markers of change. So in order of manifesting, I thought this was a very, very good night to be looking at planting those seeds of manifestation. There's no accident that gardeners plant by the moon. It is all to do with planting of seeds and cycles of growth. So I figured this might be just a very special night to do that. The energy around today, I feel, has been a lot around release. So I want to just say that, you know, I don't want to go into this webinar being like, we must manifest a miracle a month. It's more a case of, you know, miracles manifest every day, every second, every hour. Breathing, for instance, or the fact that we're here is a miracle. A plant and a petal is a miracle. So it's about opening our eyes to the miracle and the wonder that is life, that can be so hard to do when we're feeling down, or we're feeling challenged, or we're feeling overloaded or overwhelmed, which is a big problem these days. Being cut off from nature in some ways, or the simplicity of life in other ways. So I was kind of scrubbing everything that I had done about this webinar this afternoon, because this whole new energy came in for it, which felt so beautiful, and very, very much about clearing and releasing. And of course, when we have a beginning, the more we've cleared and the more that we've released, the more we can create. Sorry, I keep doing this, but I've got like an invisible hair or something. So that's a miracle in itself, because I can't find it. So what I'm saying is, tonight I really want to invite you to release. I think there's been a heck of a big build up, And particularly over the last 6 months, which was when we had our last lunar eclipse cycle, the 7th and the 21st of February. So in between that period of time, was there anything then that ended for you, or shifted for you, or changed for you? Let's just take a moment to think back to that time and see if there was a marker in any way. So for me, there was a big ending in that time, and I felt it. It was like a bomb that went off inside of me. And then for the last 6 months, it's just been a sense of release, struggle, chaos, trauma, challenge, achievement, and it's kind of been going around like that. And although there has been some amazing things that have happened on the achievement front in particular, I do feel really, really ready to let go of all the hardness actually that came with the past 6 months. All the challenge, all the trauma, all the struggle, all the resistance, all the pushing, all the kind of trying to make something different to what it is now, which is interesting, isn't it? Because this is supposed to be a Manifest a Miracle a Month seminar. But I do feel that the way to actually be manifesting those miracles a month is all down to how much we release. Yes, creation has a part of that, but the groundwork has to be done. I mean, if you're building a house and you haven't cleared the foundations of the old house completely, then something's going to be wrong. You know, something's not going to hold. And we all know this, but with this overwhelm and this overload of the current day, it really does become a challenge when we feel so kind of pushed with our time. It's so easy to come out of our alignment. Okay, so I would like you to think back over the last 6 months and what have been the key words for you? What has been the journey for you since the last eclipse? Let's take a moment to have a think. And just have a think about what things in the last 6 months you would actually like to release from your energy tonight. And close your eyes and just feel all of those things that you would like to just release, that have been weighing you down or keeping you out of alignment, making you feel pushed or pressured in any way. Just feel them coming right up to the surface now, and just hand it over to the universe and just ask the eclipse energy to release this from you now, just to take it away. So feel it rising up through your aura. And out into the universe. And just ask the universe to bathe you in fresh, new, wonderful light. To rinse you clear. And just say how willing you are to release the last 6 months and how grateful you are for the growth that has been within that you will keep. You're ready to plant those seeds for a new cycle for the next 6 months. Okay. So hopefully you are feeling a little bit freer and a little bit lighter. And there's a bit more sense of release for you now. Okay. So we're going to do one more exercise around releasing before we get into creating. Okay, excuse me a moment. So again, if you could just close your eyes and just take your attention to your breath. Lovely, deep, relaxing breath. And with every breath in, just imagine or intend beautiful white light energy coming in through your crown, filling the whole of the inside of your body up with beautiful white light. And as you breathe out, just release that white light out through your pores, out into your aura, so you have this amazing white light shining all the way around you. And with every breath in, you breathe more white light into your body, and with every out breath, you add more and more beautiful white light to that is already there, going further and further out into infinity and beyond. And now, just say to the universe, is there something I need to stop doing in regard to my health? Is there something that I need to stop doing for the highest good of my friendships. Is there something I need to stop doing for the highest good of my career? Is there something I need to stop doing for the highest good of my creativity? Is there something I need to stop doing for the highest good of my inspiration? Just allow whatever comes to come. And if you don't get anything, don't worry. You're just planting seeds. Can come through at a later date. Just a couple more questions. Is there something I need to stop doing for the highest good of my family? It may come as a feeling in your body, just a knowing, or a symbol or a sign. And the last question, is there something I need to stop doing for the highest good of my love life? Okay, when you're ready, just open your eyes and have a little deep breath and a stretch if you need it. Release it all out. So in the next part, we're going to get creating. We're going to look at what we need in our energy, or what responsibility we have as beings in terms of our power of co-creation. I say co-creation because I love that term. I really believe that we are in a co-creative partnership with the universe. So when I say co-creation, that's what I mean. So we're going to be getting a bit co-creative. But I'd love to hear if you want to put anything in the chat box, if you've had like any insights or anything that you want to share at all about the ending part and the release part of this webinar before we move on to the creative part. Some of you have been putting some comments, so I'm just going to have a look through and see if there is anything there to share. Remember, if you don't want your name, you have to put anon first so I don't read it. And the other thing is, because I haven't said that already with the other comments, I'm not going to say the name just in case. And the other thing is admin. If you don't want other people to see, you have to put message to admin in the chat box. So I am let's have a look here. Just looking. Lots of you saying hello to everyone. Somebody saying couldn't sleep a wink last night. Very unusual for them. Okay, bless you still being up. Someone saying good morning from New Zealand. Good morning, New Zealand. And someone else is saying yes, that they felt this the last 2 hours. This release energy that I was talking about. Good time now. Good. Somebody else has said intense lately, but feels like releasing. Thank you, Jenny, for your comment. Patricia, you're funny. Okay. Some people are having problems connecting. I'm sorry about that. I hope that everything is, well, some people are saying it did do, but okay now. Some people are saying feeling much lighter and great advice. That's good. Okay. Somebody is saying when asked about love life was shown a rose opening, so getting the message to be more open, loving and warm and less closed. That is fabulous, and maybe that is something you want to honor by looking at when we're doing the creating part. Somebody else is saying they couldn't sleep as well because of the energy. Somebody's saying that the meditation was very powerful, thinking start more. I've got incense in my face, sorry, I'm just going to move that. And then I've stopped, but the eclipses are a bit about release and endings. Yes, indeed they are. Okay, so we have done the release part. And now we're going to look at what we need to create miracles. It sounds so arrogant, doesn't it? Oh, we'll just create a miracle. And you know, the definition of miracle is that it's happened by supernatural intervention, which again makes everything seem like it's out of our control. But one of my favorite sayings, which I haven't heard anybody else say, so I'm actually going to coin it as my own, is that I believe that the supernatural is supernatural. And our problems is to do with making it so hard, which we're very good at humans, aren't we? It's very good at making things hard in our lives. So what is it that is the key ingredients to maybe connecting with our supernatural ability? Well, it feels to me like they are intent. Yes, just intent. No need to visualize, in case you're thinking, well, it's all to do with visualization and I can't visualize. I mean, intent is behind visualization. Visualization is a symptom of intention. So all you need is the intent. Don't worry if you can't visualize, but probably you can visualize. You're just doing that human thing of making it hard for yourself. For instance, you know, when people say to me, Tiffany, I can't visualize, I say to them, lemon. Yeah, they look at me like, what, you insulting me? It's like, but no, you're seeing a lemon in your head now, aren't you? I mean, even if you're not, it doesn't really matter. Don't worry about not seeing the lemon, but at least you have an intention to see a lemon, and that is all that is needed. So don't worry about, you know, having picture envy is another term that I think is used in ENLP. and being envious of other people that can visualize. It really doesn't matter. The visualization doesn't matter. Some of us are kinesthetic, which is feeling. We get the message through our feeling. Some of us auditory, some of us visual. One is not better than the other. Well, actually, I lie there. I actually feel that auditory is the best, because with auditory, you can just really hear, you can really get the message. But I guess everything has its own challenge. Like with the feelings, we don't know whether they're our feelings or somebody else's feelings. With the clairvoyance, you might get shown something, but what does that mean? You've still got to interpret it into words, and that's where things can go wrong, because you can get that really wrong as soon as you start trying to interpret things rather than just speaking about the experience. And with auditory, you're told it, but actually that has its own challenge, and that challenge is trust. So they all come with a spiritual lesson in a way, and a spiritual practice, should we say. But the first thing is intent. So what is it that you want to see happen in your life? Now, be aware that this intent does need to be let go into the universe, just like all the books say on the law of attraction. And I just feel like sometimes, we can think, have we let go? Have we let go? And actually, we haven't let go. It's a bit like pelvic floor exercises. My apologies to any men watching, but I'm sure the women get what I'm on about. It's like, have we let go? Have we let go? Oh, I don't know. And then you let go, and then it's, oh, I obviously hadn't let go. So you know when you've let go. If you're thinking, have I let go? Then you probably haven't let go. But the more you try to let go, the more you kind of don't manage to let go. So everything has its own divine timing. For instance, I remember picking up Prediction magazine a long time ago. Must have been 11 years ago. And I saw the column there for the tarot masterclass, and I thought, oh, I'd really like to write in that column. And I actually didn't do anything more about it, although we are going to talk about doing in this webinar. I actually didn't think, do any more about it, but I did read it every month, and I kept feeling like I really want to do that. I really want to do that. And then when I had my first book launch, Prediction offered me the tarot column, which was awesome. And of course, Prediction ended not so long after that, which wasn't so awesome. But I never actually believed that, or I never actually, just the fact that I did that for a while was just like, wow. I never actually set out to do anything about that, because I just thought it was a pipe dream. But that intent was something that every month was renewed by getting that magazine. And I wasn't getting the magazine to consciously work with that. It just was something that happened. I'd read it and I'd be like, oh, I really would like to do that. So what is it you could do every month that would nurture that? Just like we plant by the moon, we have these moon cycles of every month. There's another cycle. Every month there's another repeat of the energy. So what is it that you could work with for the next 6 months until the next eclipse, which is the 20th of March, to get, what is it that you would like to get on the 20th of March? Now, obviously, we can't be so controlling with the universe. So I want to add playfulness to this rather than a serious kind of, I must have this by the 20th of March. I have noticed with timings that they don't really work. There is this divine timing. We have to be very much open to the divine timing. I remember that I won 2 awards, one last January and one this January. And then I thought to myself, oh, cool. you know, this is awesome. I would like to win an award every January. Thank you very much. And then I thought, oh, Tiffany, don't be so silly. You haven't even applied for these awards. I mean, you would have to push for it. It feels out of alignment. It's like, what would you do? Spend all your time trying to get an award? I mean, what is that about? So I just let it go. I was like, no, that thought doesn't fit with me. And I let it go. And then I got another award this August. So just be aware that also you might be thinking about what you want to manifest by the 20th of March, but also not to limit yourself. You might be thinking that that is hard to achieve by the 20th of March, but it may not be. It may be easier to achieve by the 20th of January, depending on what the universe divinely times. So I hope that you're following me and you're with me. We need an intent. And we can actually put that intent with a date. But there is also a need to be open. There's also a need to honour the rhythms that are going around. And there's also a need to let it go, yet there can be things about taking action. So we are going to look at that as well. But sometimes I think even action needs to be let go. However, what I don't think works is just sitting there in meditation going, I would love to build a retreat and have lots of courses running from it by March the 20th and do absolutely nothing. But maybe it does. I'm sure that there are things about being open to it. And I think also that there's a sense of needing to let it go, and that things come around. For me, usually they come around several years later, 7 years later, 7-year cycles. So it's quite interesting that we're looking at 6 months, only 6 months ahead. And I just want to invite you to do this with the attitude of gratitude, yes, and playfulness in your heart. So I'm asking you, what is it you would like to create in the next 6 months? And I don't want this to come from a pressured place in you at all. I want this to come from a place that is feeling humble or aligned with you. So just have a moment to think about that. It's interesting that we were talking about aligned, because being aligned, I think, is a big key to being able to manifest. And I think it's so hard because when we're trying to manifest, we can easily get attached. And when we're getting attached, then we become out of alignment. And the other key is imagination. And, you know, you might sit here and think, I don't really have much of an imagination. Lemon. So, you know, we are taught in this world that lemon, imagination. I was going to say that, you know, not to use it. I mean, lemon's one of the best things to use, as is imagination, but we're kind of taught not to, you know. Einstein has this great quote that says that we have created a society that honors the rational mind and forgets the servant. Something like that. Hang on a minute. I think I've got it written down here somewhere. Or maybe not. I think you probably know what I'm on about. You might have to Google it. It's one of the most famous ones, but it talks about, you know, how we honor the rational mind and we treat the imagination as the servant. But imagination is actually the greatest gift we've ever had. It really is. And I saw a dictionary definition, and it was saying that imagination is the bridge between the subconscious and the conscious. So it's the co-creative element. Nothing came into existence without imagination. And if you are one of my oldest clients here, you're probably yawning now, because yes, I bang on about this all the time. It is so powerful and important. I mean, Einstein said loads of things about imagination. He said that logic would get you from A to Z, but imagination would get you everywhere. And that it's more powerful than knowledge, because knowledge is limited to what you know and what you understand, whereas imagination is limitless. It really, really is. And he also said that it was a trailer for your life's forthcoming attractions. So imagination is a big key. Intent is a big key. And so is alignment. So hopefully you've got in mind what it is you would like to manifest over the next 6 months. I'll just give you a moment to clarify that. It seems lots of you are having tech issues. I'm talking about Mercury retrograde. I'm really sorry for this. Thank you, Sue, who sent the quote in. The intuitive mind is a sacred gift, and the rational mind is a faithful servant. We have created a society that honours the servant and has forgotten the gift. Exactly. Thank you for doing that, Sue. I hope that your technical issues are sorting out, but if they're not, just release any stress and just trust. Just trust that it will come back at times when you're meant to know about this, and when it's not, there's something there. Yeah, so just see it as part of the story, just see it as part of the building of the energy. Think back after the webinar of your experience with those blips. See when those blips occurred. I'm sure there'll be some type of message in it, as there is with Mercury retrogrades. Okay, so imagination is even more empowered. Yes, empowered, but that wasn't the word I was meaning to say. Powerful than intent. Can I show you what I mean by that? Okay, don't think of the colour pink. What just happened? I bet you thought of the colour pink, unless you're a really highly trained rebel in some way, shape or form. So, although intent is important, imagination, giving yourself the permission to dream and think outside the box, is more important than intent. The intent there was don't think of the colour pink. The imagination was the pink. The pink still happened, right? Okay. So the other thing is, how in alignment is the thing that you want to create? How in alignment is the thing that you want to create? Some of you are saying you're behind because of the technical problems you're having. Really release any frustrations. We're just starting a new chapter. It doesn't matter. Okay? And whatever you hear or you don't hear is all part of the divine timing of everything. Okay. So I'm going to just take a few moments again just to feel, just to really get into our inner selves and our feelings. Nice deep breaths. Okay, and now bring that thing that you want to create for yourself into your mind. And now just ask yourself, on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited do you feel? When you think of it, how excited do you feel? Really allow yourself. Sometimes we suppress excitement. Forget that. From 1 to 10, just naturally, and not kind of upping it either. Just naturally allow it to be at the number that's right for you. How stressed do you feel at the thought of creating that manifestation within 6 months? Between 1 and 10. Just note that. How inspired do you feel at the thought of creating that manifestation over the next 6 months? Between 1 and 10, of course. 10 being the most inspired. And how motivated do you feel on a scale of 1 to 10? How ruthless or selfish does it make you feel? On a scale of 1 to 10. And how light does it make you feel on a scale of 1 to 10? How heavy does it make you feel on a scale of 1 to 10? And how much would it benefit the world on a scale of 1 to 10? We can possibly know that, but I'm sure you can get an idea or a feel. And how right does it feel to you? How much does it fit with who you are right now on a scale of 1 to 10? Okay, so that's how you find out how aligned it is to the universe. Obviously, the more light, the more motivated, the more right, the more excited, the more inspired you feel with it, the more you're bang on with what you want to create in the next 6 months. And the way, if you feel heavy or that something isn't right with it, honor that. I mean, quite often we can tend to fool ourselves. We can, our want for something can become so strong that we lie. So, for instance, a classic one would be wanting your ex back. That's not like I feel really happy about this. I feel really light and really inspired about getting my ex back. You might be motivated, you might be determined, but I would expect that there is something that is not right about that. Now, that wouldn't mean to throw that out completely. I'm just using this as an example. Could be anything, that just doesn't feel right somehow for you. So it would be about refining once you've done that kind of exercise, which is, I have to say, from my forthcoming book, which I just finished the other week. Hurrah! At last, just got to do the last bits of editing. I have finished it, but checking my other editor's comments before I upload it, which is The Transformational Truth of Co-Creation. So this exercise was taken from it. And I just want to kind of say that don't feel that, the worst thing that could possibly happen is you do this exercise, you feel with what you've chosen, and you think, oh, well, that's not right, so I'm just going to forget that completely. I mean, you've chosen it for a reason. And it's a bit like Chinese whispers. So we get the thoughts from the universe. We are like satellites, yeah, and we're receiving these thoughts, and there's something in it, but our ego can play Chinese whispers with us. So it's about just clearing your energy and looking at what needs tweaking. I mean, if it's that you want your ex back, I'm just using this as an example again, that's not really what you want. What you really want is love. It's just you're seeing the love in the way that you know it, in the way that's familiar to you. And it's very hard for you to see what your future is. So it's very hard for you to let go again. But the way to help that would be to say, I am opening myself up to love, and I am opening myself up to receive that. And if it's to do with my ex, if it's right for that to happen now, so be it. But I am opening up to the highest good of what it is that I need, what is right for me right now, for my highest good around love. As long as you're always aligning what you want to the highest good, as long as you're always putting in there the highest good, then there's nothing to worry about. Even if you've got your intent wrong, that phrase will protect you. But if you're in a place where, what you want is affecting somebody else, somebody else's will, then, you really are having to watch it, because that's where there can be a bit of a karmic backlash. So it's really important that you do not attach those things to a certain event or a certain person or a certain object. It's very much about opening up to the unseen and the unknown. A client of mine the other day wanted to start a business, and this was with a therapy center, and then she within a week manifested this amazing opportunity to have a radio show and sell slots out there. And I was a little bit worried that they were kind of ripping her off with the contract, but actually everything just started manifesting for her big time with it, which was fabulous. But when I'd done the session with her, she was so hung up that her abundance was coming from a certain place. And I was really working with her about saying, release that, and it will just come in some other way. And she did find out about this other kind of source of abundance and found out that it was no longer there anyway. So she really had to release, and it was amazing what came in within that week. So it's really important that we don't limit ourselves just because we're working with all that we see or all that we know, if that makes sense. Okay. So some of you have been putting some comments in, and I'm just going to check. Or you've been putting down there what's, heavy and what's not, and that's great to see you all interacting. Okay, lots of comments to each other, I think, going on there, which is lovely. All right. Someone said, when's it coming out? I want to get it on Kindle. I don't know yet, Sue, but hopefully in about 4 months. I don't know yet for sure. Okay, so the last thing about creating. So we've looked at releasing. That's what we did earlier. And we've looked at intent and imagination and alignment. You were making me laugh with your comments about the lemons. Some of you saying pink lemons, some of you saying that lemons and imagination will be forever entangled in your mind. Just you do make me laugh. So yeah, we'll move on from the lemons, hopefully, although maybe we have to go back to find a few lemons. What I'm talking about here is karmic lemons. Yes, okay. So we can have the highest intent, we can have this whole thing about wanting to go forward. But there are certain things called the past that have an effect on what we create in our future. And this can go further back than just this lifetime as well. So, sometimes things don't come through for people because they maybe just sit there and intend or imagine and don't act, or they do the imagination, the intent, the alignment, they act, they do all of that, but still it doesn't come through. And if that's happening, then there's usually something karmically that needs shifting. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to do a little kind of past life journey. Doesn't matter if you don't believe in past lives, just see it as an exercise for using your emotions, using your imagination, using your lemons. Okay, so if you would just like to close your eyes. And just tune into your breathing. Lovely, deep, relaxing breaths. Now I'd like you to see yourself out there in the universe, amongst the stars, looking down at the earth and seeing the earth spin and feeling the gravitational pull of the earth as it spins. Just see yourself going down, 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 right through the ozone and down landing on the earth, just taking note what country it is that you have landed on, and just look down at your feet. How do they feel or appear to you? And your legs and your torso. And your face. So now you should have a feeling of whether you are male or female, and what age you are. Do you have anything with you? Any objects? Any uniforms? Jewelry? And if you have a job, what is that? What is your purpose in that life? And if you have a home, just find yourself there now. Just take a walk around. These rooms are familiar to you. And if you have a family, just allow them to appear around you now. And now, just ask you to ask the question to yourself or the universe, why you have been shown this life. What karmic block is it that is contained within this life for you to release now? And now just ask the universe to erase whatever that story is, even if you're not aware what the karmic block is. It's not important. Your subconscious takes up 86% of your brain. Your conscious only takes up 12%. It's like having a program running on a computer, but still your computer holds so much. So just ask the universe to clear any karma that is within that life that is affecting your life and your manifestation for now and the next 6 months ahead. And just release that vision. Just allow, just hand everything over. Going back to releasing again now. And just stretch, do whatever you need to do to come back into the room. Okay. So there's a few things for you to do after this webinar. The first one is to get your calendar and write what it is you want to manifest down for the 20th of March. Whether that's on your iPhone or you're super duper organized and have got a new calendar for next year. And also, like I said, monthly cycles, like the moon. We have to water our plants and tend to them in cycles. So work back from the 20th of March and look at what actions nurture the growth of that manifestation and when, and jot them in your calendar. Also remembering that it's important to be led at the same time, be open to what is happening in the universe and not limiting yourself in any way, shape or form by being too attached. But we're using the imagination and the creativity and the intent and the action by doing that in the strongest possible way. And the other thing for you to do is, if I can pop in the offer, hopefully this works. Okay, so offer displayed. There you go. Manifest a miracle a month, plan and breakthrough session. So there's a form that I've created to get you thinking about how your life is now and how you would really like your life to be, and any kind of challenges that are in the way of that. And by filling in that form, you're very likely to get some more insights anyway. If you press send, then you could also be having a breakthrough session with me, where we will explore that together deeper, and you don't have to pay for that. So I would say that it's very important to do that now, because this is the last day of promotion for that offer. Okay, so there's no need to delay. We don't want to be delaying any creation, do we? No, it's about getting on with it, particularly as we're in that eclipse. And as you've all been saying, it's been like an intense build up, but this feeling of peace, calm and release is there now. So it feels much nicer the last few hours. So let's go back to the chat box, and I would like to just look over your comments, and if there's anything you want to say, then please do feel free to put it in the chat box. Okay, some of you have been talking about a face in the curtain behind me. Okay, and yeah, more than one of you can see it. Okay, I'm always seeing faces in curtains and doors, but I'm not seeing anything right at this moment, but probably because I'm not really looking at that. So okay, let's have a look and see at some other ones. Someone's also saying that there's some energy building up on my right hand side. Okay. Sounds like you guys are really having some magical kind of experiences going on. One of you is putting comments as private, so I'm not reading them out. So don't think that I'm ignoring you, in case you do think I'm ignoring you because of this private thing that you're putting up there. So but you're telling me about your past lives. I hope you're okay with them. Let me know. Someone here says, wow, was shown past life in Africa as a shaman, medicine woman and seer. was so focused on my work, healing people and involved in magic, I felt I could not have romantic love, as it would be a disservice to all the people I was helping. Wow. Well, let's hope that that's been cleared for you now, Lols. Okay. The rest of you were just talking about the face. Okay, well, I'm just gonna do a little closing meditation with you then, and if you do want to give any more feedback on what's happened for you tonight whilst that's going on, then I will read it afterwards, and if there isn't anything then we'll shut down for the evening. Okay, so just breathe into your own energy and just release and let go. Just really feel that energy of release that's going through the universe at the moment. It feels pretty big and pretty good. And just feel roots going down through your feet, down through all the layers of earth beneath you, and down, really anchoring you down into Mother Earth, going through crystals and rock and rubble and minerals, clay, sand, bones of our ancestors and beyond, right deep down into the heart of Mother Earth. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you breathe out, just give thanks to the earth and the universe for keeping us grounded and keeping us connected. And just remember that it's not all down to us. Have a little stretch. Kind of do that with your feet. Pat your tummy. Rub your tummy, pat your head. Oh, there was me thinking I was all grounded because I could actually rub my tummy and pat my head, but actually I got the words around the wrong way, so I'm not quite there yet. But this is apparently a good exercise to do to check that you are grounded. I think it's probably one of those practice makes perfect things, because I just seem to get better every time. But maybe that is also the practice of grounding. Maybe we get better at it every time. Okay, so let's have a look here. Patricia says she was a peasant woman somewhere in Eastern Europe, angry, middle-aged, wearing clogs and disliking them. Beautiful embroidery, an adult son and daughter. Don't know what the block was. Okay, but hopefully, you set the intention, Patricia, for that karma to be removed, because it was obviously there somewhere. Thank you very much for sharing. Lovely webinar, Tiffany. Thank you. Enjoyed it. Thank you, Tiffany. That release was awesome. This is from Vicky. Hi, Vicky. My imagination is taking me to the most incredible place. Fantastic. I can feel it and smell it. And I've had a strong link with children who appeared in my vision. Their fear was released. Oh, awesome. And I instantly felt incredible. Thank you. Oh, that's lovely. Oh. Helen says, thank you all for your help tonight. It's been awesome. Sue says she was a farmer with a spade and your wife died and sister looked after the daughter. So lesson was letting go of emotion and not clinging to the past. Wow. I hope you've had a really good release with that, Sue. Joy in Africa too, working on the land in poverty. Okay, well, I hope you've managed to release that as well. More talks about the the face. Okay, I will see it on playback. Let's see what else is here. Saw myself in rags and no shoes. Saw chains around my solar plexus. Wow, Sophia. And throat. In releasing, I cut the chains and felt so light. Oh, that's fabulous. Thank you. People sending blessings and saying thank you. And Someone says, thanks a lot, made a lot of sense. And my wife is my current boyfriend. Whoa, okay. World War I in the trenches. I'm glad that you've been able to release that too. All right. So, well, here's to the next 6 months. May they be lighter. May we come into more alignment. May we feel more at peace. May we feel more in alignment with our purpose and what we're here to create on the earth. And may we remember that anything else is just an illusion. Love and blessings to you. Thank you very much for joining me and making my eclipse night so much more lighter and fresher. Wishing you well with everything, and hopefully see you soon, or at least your Manifest a Miracle month starter plan. Yeah, pop-in offer there. It says get started. Click that, get started, and then we can work on it a bit more together. All right, take care for now. Bye.